it's always a thing to win big games, and especially against teams that have been doing well. We're into the season now, and getting a high-ranked team, to play against them, that's definitely going to be a good challenge. And I think it's something for us to overcome. But I mean, doesn't matter what game we have, it's always it's an obstacle. It's in our path what we want to accomplish. So I mean, just on to the next one, and then preparing for this week, and then after this week we'll be on the next. Just focus week by week.
Ask you real quick about Devion Smith too. When you know the ball's going to be in his hands, the way he bounces off tacklers, that kind of stuff, does that change how long you think he'll have to go for a certain player?
I mean, anytime he's in there, it's always going to be exciting. He's going to fight for every yard he can get. And, I think he's really been embodying the fact of a running back who will, they tell me 3 yards and get 6, get 4 yards and get 10. I mean, and I think that's great for the young guys like Chris Evans and Higdon and the other guys. Really looking forward to that. Davion's been a great leader, and I mean, he's very good. I mean, he's always talking to us as old linemen, and come into our meetings, and we'll talk about protections and running, and he's really all in. So it's really exciting when he's in there.
Is it common for a back to come into the O-line meetings?
Yeah, every now and again. We'll have them come in if there's something new we got to put in, or if there's something we're changing. We want them to see. This is what we're changing, why, and this is what we are as an offensive line are looking at. So you guys got to be looking at this or that, but we'll have them in. Tight ends will come in if we're changing something. Quarterbacks come in if we're changing something. So.
Is this the best defense you've seen so far this season? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, Colorado, they had some strong guys. Last week they had some big, strong guys. I think it'll be a similar test. It's kind of one of those things, you look at their stats and you prepare for them as much as you can, but sometimes you get in a game and some guys may be stronger than you think or faster than you think, and I think it'll, we'll really know obviously when the game comes around, but I definitely expect it to be physical and quick.
Sorry if you already asked about this, but Wilton was saying after the game that there was one point where he ran basically the same play 8 times in a row, just flipping the direction.
Yep.
Is that like an offensive lineman's kind of dream come true?
Yeah, Kales and I definitely enjoyed the pulling. That was a lot of fun. Him and I always live for that, and Kales is great at it. I mean, you want to get someone there on there to pull around and hit someone, you throw Kales in there, they'll hit anybody. So yeah, him and I were definitely loving that up, and Max was even asking for that to, start before we even had that drive where we flipped back and forth. We were begging for it, so it was great.
Ben, I heard you talking about dealing with the injury. What was the injury? Did not hear you say what the injury was.
It was just a lower back strain as far as, backs, especially as a lineman, your backs are kind of important. You're a key. You kind of need that. As far as, if your back's not okay, it'll affect other things. So the reason for the beginning of the season was just more precautionary, not to make it worse, trying to get it better, looking at the rest of the season kind of thing. But I mean, beyond that, it was nothing serious. They never talked about anything more serious than just being a strain, and we want to protect it and make sure it doesn't get worse.
What Grant do well on Saturday to earn, I guess, grade out as well as any offensive lineman? Did you miss it?
I think Grant, every week he comes in, he's looking for something he can get better at. As someone he was just a true freshman last year, and this is his second year, I think he's really stepped up to the plate and really impressed a lot of people. His mentality, his work ethic have really, I think, set him apart from what most people would expect from someone of his age and his experience. But every week there's something he's just getting more consistent about. It's pass protection or run blocking. Nothing's ever perfect. I got things I got to work on. I mean, everyone's got things I got to work on, but he's coming in every day and finding things to work on.